Hello everyone, and welcome to my General Hospital official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. General Hospital spoilers, Nina tells Willow she slept with Drew. According to General Hospital teasers, the week of February 10th to 14th will be full of shocking revelations. The drama has now released a preview video describing what will happen in Port Charles over the next 5 days, and it appears that Nina Reeves and Drew Quartermaine's affair may finally be revealed. But who will reveal the truth about this? Mama Bear appears to have had enough of Drew's influence on her daughter, Willow Tate Corinthos, and is prepared to step forward and tell her the truth before anybody else does. As fans know, when Drew was seducing Willow in the summer and fall of 2024, he was also sleeping with her mother. Nina and Willow were unaware of Drew's antics at the time. Nevertheless, after his one-night fling with Willow was disclosed via a video leak at the Q's Christmas party, Nina knew Drew was a dirtbag. Nina has since debated whether or not to tell Willow about her casual romance with Drew. On the one hand, it would expose him, on the other, she risks losing her daughter. Nina has finally achieved her long-held desire of having a strong mother-daughter bond with Willow. The last thing she wants to do is endanger this, but her love for Willow and desire for the best for herself and her grandchildren may take precedence over all else. After all, Drew has turned Willow's world upside down and has a negative impact on her decision-making. From doing the deed in the Q Mansion nursery to convincing her that it was a good idea to accompany Wiley Corinthos to Washington to watch him be sworn in as a congressman, encouraging her to use Michael Corinthos' medical proxy as leverage for her children, and so much more, Drew is causing Willow to make poor life choices, and Nina is salivating at the chance to expose him. The end of the soap's promo appears to indicate that Nina will come clean, but what would motivate her to finally put on her big girl panties and confess the truth? During the week of February 3rd to 7th, Nina was desperate enough to contact her ongoing opponent, Carly Spencer. She apologized to her for stealing her husband years ago and quickly got to the point. Nina requested Carly's assistance in separating Willow and Drew in order to protect their grandchildren. Carly has always been up for a good breakup scheme, but will she accept Nina's terms? Carly has also matured as a person over the years, and despite her desire to keep Drew and Willow apart, she is likely to turn down the offer. Furthermore, she is aware that these plans have always ended poorly in the past. Depending on how Carly reacts to Nina's ploy, she may give her rival with an awakening. Of course, Carly is unaware of Nina's affair with Drew, but if she explains that she does not want to become involved because fabricating the truth is always preferable than plots, may Carly persuade Nina to come open with Willow? According to General Hospital previews, the longer Nina keeps her Drew secret, the harsher the consequences will be when the truth is revealed. So, will Nina finally take action and reveal Drew to be the slimeball he is? General Hospital spoilers, Nina and Carly sabotage Drew's new house, causing Willow to split or sending Congressman back to prison? General Hospital spoilers state that Nina Reeves has been attempting to persuade Carly Spencer to collaborate, but what will they put in Drew Quartermaine's new home? Could obtaining access be the first step toward Drew's split from Willow Corinthos? Nina mentioned on GH's February 7th episode that Drew could transfer Willow and the kids into his new apartment. Carly does not want it any more than Nina does, thus Nina was wise to include it in her pitch. Nina also mentioned that she may acquire entrance to Drew's residence, so consider what this could entail for their strategy. How will Nina obtain entry, and what will she accomplish? Of course, Maxie Jones is the one who provided updates on this house's status in escrow, and she also indicated that Drew approached her for assistance in selecting a designer. Nina might easily refer Maxie to a decorator and surreptitiously pay that person to assist them get inside. Whatever the case, Nina clearly believes that having access to Drew's residence will sink him and destroy his relationship with Willow. It's logical to believe Nina and Carly will ultimately plant something in Drew's home, but what will it be? One possibility may be a listening gadget that allows Carly and Nina to obtain further information. Bugging the place could be valuable for learning about Drew's other dubious activities and possibly obtaining evidence to blackmail him anonymously. Drew has been meeting with people like Selena Wu and Jen Sidwell, which could lead to him committing crimes and endangering Willow's children. Opening Willow's eyes to that possibility could be beneficial. There's also a chance that some evidence will be planted, putting the new congressman in hot water and possibly landing him in prison again. Would Nina and Carly be willing to use a frame-up plot if necessary? Another intriguing possibility is that Carly and Nina plant evidence to make it appear that Drew is cheating on other women. Perhaps this decorator might be paid extra to pretend she is Drew's lover and create an affair. Willow may question Drew's commitment to her after learning about Nina and Carly's plot. Whatever strategy Carly and Nina choose, Nina will be taking a significant risk given her previous affair with Drew. If Drew falls, you can guarantee he'll bring Nina down with him. Drew may believe he has nothing to lose if Willow breaks up with him, so he could reveal his previous relationship with Nina and turn Willow against her. According to General Hospital spoilers, Nina may pay the price for crossing Drew, so we'll keep you updated on any bad news that comes up. Willow's powerful forward response to Drew's secret romance with Nina. According to General Hospital teasers and updates, when Willow Corinthos learns Drew Quartermain's affair with Nina Reeves, she will make a surprising announcement. While Willow is preoccupied with the idealistic version of Drew she has formed in her mind, the truth is going to strike her hard. Drew is Willow's hero in her mind. Drew is nothing short of a knight in shining armor in Willow's eyes. He is her unwavering supporter and believes she is his one and only, and he continues to pursue that fantasy. She has found a new champion in Drew, causing her to cut Michael Corinthos out of her life and end their once happy marriage. Willow is still unaware of a critical fact, and if Drew has his way, she will never learn it. As she fell deeply for Drew, he was covertly having intense sessions with her mother, Nina, out of sight. Drew has created an illusion for Willow, leading her to believe she is the love of his life and his only true desire. Even if it is true that Willow is Drew's one and only, one filthy truth remains. Drew and Nina may believe they have moved on, but the shadow of their sordid affair hovers large, especially because Willow is still unaware. Nina has made a clean split with Drew, and he appears similarly uninterested in renewing their passionate sessions. However, there is no avoiding the consequences of their decisions. Secrets inevitably surface in the world of soap operas, and when Willow discovers the stunning truth about Nina and Drew, the drama will undoubtedly ignite. What will happen when the truth eventually comes out? Willow is certain to lash out at Nina, but Drew will suffer the most. After all, Drew was having an affair with Willow's mother and kept it a secret. How is she supposed to deal with that betrayal? Willow's feelings for Drew may shift from adoration to disgust in an instant, leaving her completely shocked. When she realizes the truth about his relationship with Nina, she may vent her rage with a simple yet powerful statement, "I detest you, Drew." Even if Drew tries to excuse his actions, Willow may decide to end things totally, realizing she made a huge mistake in trusting him. Could she and Michael start over, with a happy future ahead? Is this a sign of optimism for Michael's efforts to restore his relationship with Willow? Is there still a chance they can reunite if he returns to the show in the future? However, things may get complicated because Sasha Corbin is expecting his child. On the positive side, subsequent spoilers indicate that Willow's perspective will change dramatically once the truth about Nina and Drew is revealed. Stay tuned for our predictions on all the upcoming drama. Sherry Gustin, Steve Burton's ex-wife on General Hospital, causes even more drama. General Hospital spoilers reveal that, while Jason Morgan has a good connection with the most of his exes in Port Charles, his portrayer, Steve Burton, is a different story. According to reports, Burton recently had to return to court due to his ex-wife, Sherry Gustin's actions. The couple married in 1999 and have 3 gorgeous children, McKenna and Jack, as well as 10-year-old Brooklyn. Unfortunately, by 2022, the proverbial drama had struck the fan, and the couple split, with their divorce finalized in 2023. According to court documents obtained by In Touch Weekly, Burton went to court in November 2024, claiming his ex-wife broke their divorce arrangement. Rewinding a bit, Steve and Sherry's divorce settlement in December 2023 stated that the two would share joint, legal, and physical custody of their 3 children. Burton was to pay $12,500 in child support every month, with $10,000 going to Brooklyn and $2,500 going to Jack, who was a teenager at the time. In addition, notwithstanding his ex-wife's waiver of her entitlement to spousal support, Burton agreed to pay Sherry $50,000 every month. Still, Burton filed a motion in November alleging that his ex-wife was attempting to keep him from seeing Brooklyn, which violated their custody arrangement. He believes Sherry expressed a genuine interest in moving to Tennessee from California in May 2023. When she approached, he stated he was fine with moving because he wanted to be closer to his children. By September 2023, Burton claims Sherry had asked him for a $57,000 loan to cover closing fees. Burton terminated a lease on his California property, believing the relocation was imminent, with plans to go to Tennessee. In fact, he refurbished his Tennessee home, where the family had previously lived, and asked the tenant to move. Unfortunately, Sherry reversed her intention to relocate. Burton went on record, alleging that he lost rental income on his Tennessee house and quit from his Days of Our Lives role as Harris Michaels. Burton acquired a new employment that fit his new living arrangement. Still, he acknowledges that if Sherry had not discussed relocating, he would not have returned to Tennessee and turned his life upside down. Furthermore, Burton seemed to be particularly unhappy about how Sherry has really complicated my ability to spend time with Brooklyn and take her to Tennessee for some meaningful moments together. She's even insisted that I give her advance notice and seek her permission before I can spend time with Brooklyn, according to the court filing. Sherry has also prevented Burton's daughter from traveling to Tennessee, forcing the actor to travel to California in order to see her. Steve says, "While I frequently travel to California for work, I no longer have a residence there since I terminated my lease when I relocated to Tennessee." It's been claimed that Burton has attempted to re-establish a visiting schedule with Brooklyn since he resumed working with GH. The main reason he stays in Tennessee is because his son, Jack, enjoys living there and does not want to return to California. Meanwhile, Sherry maintains that Burton's assertions are disingenuous because his employment is in California, not Tennessee. She also mentions that Brooklyn's travel concerns stem from the youngster missing school. Sherry also claims Burton of having plans with Brooklyn before informing her about it. General Hospital rumors indicate that while Jason has little difficulty with his baby mamas in Port Charles, Burton continues to deal with catastrophe. A secret, long hidden beneath layers of subterfuge and cunning maneuvering, was about to be revealed. It wasn't just any secret, it had the power to destroy relationships, upend lives, and entirely change the course of events for everyone involved. Drew Quartermaine and Nina Reeves have made a crucial mistake. They had convinced themselves that their former affair, their passionate moments behind closed doors, would be buried. However, in a village where secrets were valued more than spoken words, nothing remained hidden indefinitely. And now, the ultimate reckoning was approaching. The weight of a lie. Willow Corinthos had no idea her world was on the verge of collapse. She had been fighting to rebuild and regain a feeling of stability in the aftermath of everything she had gone through. The battle with leukemia had taken its toll, but she had survived. Her marriage with Michael Corinthos had failed, but she had persevered. And now she was trying to carve out a new life for herself, one that would provide her with the calm she had been seeking. Drew had been a rock of support, or so she thought. He'd been there for her when she needed him, a constant presence in the midst of mayhem. But that was the illusion he had painstakingly created. The truth was substantially different. The truth was about to come out. The numerous keepers of the secret. In a town like Port Charles, secrets were rarely kept between the individuals who made them. Drew and Nina had assumed that their history would remain in the past. However, far too many people knew. For example, consider Ned Quartermaine. He was aware of the affair and had kept the information to himself as leverage, waiting for the proper time to use it. His mother, Tracy Quartermaine, has her own motives for keeping an eye on things. Sasha Corbin had overheard whispers of the romance, but she wanted to remain out of the conflict. And then there was Cody Bell. Cody wasn't simply a bystander. He had direct knowledge of Drew's transgressions. Unlike the others, he had nothing to lose. Cody Bell's grudge. Cody and Drew have a long history of hatred. It had been seething beneath the surface for months, waiting for the perfect opportunity to boil over. Cody had previously attempted to use his knowledge of Drew's affair as a negotiating chip, but the power dynamics had shifted, and Cody now found himself forced into a corner with nothing to show. Drew had defeated him once, humiliated him, and left him with little options. Drew hadn't considered Cody's temper, which was risky. Especially because he possessed a secret that could destroy everything. A slip of the tongue. It was not a deliberate move. It wasn't a great strategy to bring Drew down. The truth emerged in the same way that so many truths did in Port Charles, in the heat of the moment, when emotions were high and restraint was non-existent. Cody hadn't intended to expose Drew, at least not in that moment. But a fight had been developing between them for weeks, and when they finally met at the Brown Dog, it was unavoidable that things would get out of hand. It began with a furious exchange, words loaded with barely contained aggression. Drew, ever the politician, attempted to retain control, his voice measured even as his patience waned. However, Cody was not interested in playing games. "You walk around like you're some saint," Cody said, his eyes flashing with rage. "Like you've got it all figured out, like you're better than everyone else. But we both know what you are." Drew's jaw stiffened. "You don't know a damn thing about me." Cody gave a harsh laugh. "Don't I? Maybe Willow should know who she's really dealing with. Maybe she should know what kind of man you really are." Willow, who had unintentionally strolled into the midst of the storm, froze in place. "What is he talking about?" Her voice was soft but heavy, demanding an answer. Drew's entire tone shifted in an instant. "Nothing. Cody's drunk. He doesn't know what he's saying." But Cody wasn't going to let him off the hook. "Oh, I know exactly what I'm saying," Cody retorted, moving closer. "How about you tell Willow about your little arrangement with Nina? Or should I?" Silence. A dense hush that appeared to suck the breath out of the room. Willow stared at Drew, her eyes filled with perplexity and a glimmer of comprehension. "What is he talking about?" Drew's hesitancy provided all the confirmation she needed. The fallout. Willow's world seemed to shift, with the foundation she had created falling beneath her feet. It wasn't only about the affair. It was about the falsehoods. Drew had been the only person she had allowed herself to trust. He was the one she had turned to when everything else had failed. And now she realizes he's been lying to her all along. Her chest clenched as the weight of the knowledge fell on her. "You lied to me," she said softly, shaking her head. "This whole time, you lied to me." "Willow, She did not let him finish. "I trusted you," she replied, her voice becoming stronger and furious. "I let you into my life. I let you into my children's lives. And you," she choked, the betrayal too profound to express. "You were sleeping with my mother while pretending to care about me?" Drew reached for her, but she retreated. "It wasn't like that." "It wasn't?" She laughed bitterly. "Then what was it?" He had no response. Because there was no explanation. Tracy's role in unraveling. Cody may have revealed the secret, but Tracy Quartermain was the one who drove the last nail into Drew's coffin. She had always known the truth and had guarded it like a weapon ready to be unleashed. Tracy sensed an opportunity when Willow finally recognized Drew for who he truly was. She presented the evidence coldly and unequivocally. A recording. A conversation with no space for uncertainty. Drew's demise was not only sealed, it was televised for all to see. Willow's next move. Betrayal has a way of transforming people. Willow had always been known for her ability to forgive and see the best in others. But this was different. She wasn't only hurt. She was finished. With Drew. With the lies. Allowing herself to be manipulated by men who professed to care about her but only served their own interests. As she walked away from Drew that night, she knew one thing for sure. She had had enough of allowing others to dictate her life. And from now on, she would make the decisions. Even if this meant standing alone. General Hospital spoilers, can Carly's future with Jack be anything but bleak? General Hospital spoilers reveal that Carly Spencer may be embarking on yet another whirlwind romance, this time with Jack Brennan. But let's be honest, their chemistry is evident, and they've shared more than one passionate encounter. However, viewers are questioning whether this connection can withstand the test of time, given Brennan's mysterious past and Carly's history with men. Is Carly setting herself up for another heartbreak, or may Brennan be the change she has been looking for? Carly was never the best picker, and let's not forget her history of picking the wrong men. From Sonny Corinthos to Jasper Jax, and even her tumultuous connection with Drew Quartermaine, Carly has a flair for selecting lovers who bring their own baggage. It frequently results in a fairly catastrophic aftermath. Each relationship has left its mark, with lies, betrayals, and emotional upheaval. Brennan's pick appears to be the latest in a long string of poor decisions for our dear Carly. Everyone tried to warn her. The red flags have been waving frantically, with friends and family attempting to warn Carly about Jack and the person they claim he is beneath all that Australian charm. Anna Devane and even Jason Morgan have raised their concerns, pointing to Brennan's shady connections and questionable history. Despite the warnings, Carly has chosen to see the positive in Brennan, ignoring the indicators that this could be another disaster waiting to happen. Her friends' warnings about Brennan's possible ulterior goals appear to fall on deaf ears, as Carly's heart leads the way, possibly blinding her to reality. General Hospital spoilers: will Jack keep his word? Jack told Carly that he is not exploiting her as an asset. Is that true, and will it stay that way? It's improbable that Jackie will last. The symptoms are all there, pointing to an unavoidable split, with Brennan maybe using Carly as a pawn in whatever game he is playing. It's most likely related to her legendary ex-husband, Sonny. How will she cope if the truth comes out and it is revealed that Jack was always exploiting her? Can Carly truly handle another heartbreak, and who will assist her pick up the pieces if Jason is otherwise preoccupied with Sasha Gilmore Corbin's needs? Spoilers: Lois files a lawsuit on Brooke Lynn's behalf, but BQ is unaware of it. According to General Hospital spoilers, Lois Cerullo will seek legal assistance from Marty Gray this week, but what could she possibly require such advice on? Could it be the huge gigantic lie she told years ago when she kept her own grandson's identity hidden from his mother and arranged for an adoption within the family so she could keep an eye on him? Perhaps, but it's more likely that she's asking for assurance that Brooke Lynn Quartermaine would not face legal ramifications if she tells the truth that she, too, shielded the child from their parent by never informing Dante Falconeri that he was expecting. Will Lois be able to contain any impending chaos in order to safeguard her daughter? General Hospital spoilers: Brooke Lynn Quartermaine could be in hot water the more Brooke Lynn brings up the fate of the child she gave up for adoption, as well as the fact that Dante is unaware of it. The more concerned Lois becomes. It's possible that Lois wants to make sure Brooke Lynn doesn't get in trouble for not notifying Dante about the baby. She may also be concerned that the adoption records are traceable and that her inquiring daughter will be able to find her child. The last thing she wants is for Brooke Lynn to realize that Giovanni Gio Palmieri is her son, and that her mother lied to her. Spoilers: Lois Cerullo isn't innocent. Of course, Lois may seek legal guidance to safeguard her own interests. She certainly injected herself throughout the adoption process, arranging for Gio to be adopted by someone she knew. She lied to her then minor daughter about how the process was carried out. He set out to do that and probably planned it ahead of time. Could Lois be in legal trouble? Brooke Lynn may not go to such lengths to hold her mother accountable, but Dante might. That guy has already reached the end of his rope, and his patience is growing thin. General Hospital spoilers: is Sonny Corinthos the real concern? It's unlikely that Dante would ever seek legal action against the QS. However, Sonny Corinthos is another thing. If Dante becomes enraged enough at Lois to take action, his father may not be off limits either. He almost gave up on him last year. This year's Dante is considerably more damaged. To add insult to injury, if Lois accustomed Sonny to being in Joe's life and becoming his benefactor but never revealed that Gio was his grandchild, he'll be upset with his longtime neighborhood friend. Will he poison Diane Miller on Lois in pursuit of vengeance? We understand why Lois might want some preemptive legal guidance. General Hospital spoilers weekly preview: February 10th to 14th, Family Feuds, Sasha's attack, Jason explodes, Nina drops bombshell. On the next episode of General Hospital, expect explosive confrontations, shocking bombshells, and explosive drama. General Hospital spoilers and updates for the week of Monday, February 10th to Friday, February 14th include cousin confrontations, dad's defense, and mother's bombshell. Cody Bell confronts his cousin, Jason Morgan defends his son, and Nina Reeves drops a bombshell. Cousin Confrontation's Sasha Corbin is enjoying supper at the Port Charles Grill with Felicia Scorpio and Cody when they notice an unexpected guest approaching. Jason Morgan has just returned to town from Baden-Baden, Germany. Jason had gone to visit Michael Corinthos in the burn unit to discuss the Sasha baby predicament and other matters. Sasha becomes furious as Cody confronts Jason, inciting a fight by shouting, "Come on, slimeball, say it, Sasha's baby is yours." Cody's so loud that even Cyrus Renault, who's in the back behind the bartender, hears it. Nearby, Martin Gray and Nina, who's with him, also hear it, and Nina looks surprised as Sasha rises up and tosses her drink in Cody's face. Dad's defense Jason finds himself in another position as he is now at Charlie's pub with Martin and Elizabeth Baldwin. Isaiah Gannon is also present, as is Christina Corinthos Davis, who is receiving a bottle of vodka, and Lucky Spencer is behind the bar. Isaiah, Elizabeth, Lucky, Martin, and Christina all express shock and anxiety that Danny Morgan is in trouble. As a male voice says he believes he did something wrong, Jason glares and threatens him, "Get your hands off my son." What is Danny doing there in the first place? What kind of difficulty is he in, and how did it all begin? Jason has just recently returned to Port Charles. Mother's bombshell. Now the action moves across town to Café Sherry, where Nina is seen having a romantic supper with her daughter, Willow Corinthos. Drew Quartermain is the subject of their talk, as Willow's expression becomes tearful, then angry, in response to her mother's words. She looks at Willow and says, with empathy, that she understands why she fell for Drew. Willow becomes enraged as Nina says, "Because, Willow, Is Nina revealing that Drew has been two-timing them for a while and Nina no longer wants to be with him? Is Sidwell Natalia's ex-husband appearing on General Hospital? It appears that Sidwell is Natalia's ex. Will there be trouble? Natalia is very busy taking care of Sunny at General Hospital. She hasn't had anything else going on lately, but things are about to get interesting. Natalia from Lost in Space arrived in Port Charles as Blaze's intolerant mother. She caused a lot of problems for her daughter and her girlfriend, Christina, and she was not popular. Sunny was the only person who shown an interest in Natalia. He ignored the misery she caused his daughter and welcomed her into his life. That could be because he was attracted to her. The mob boss adores a stunning woman. Natalia hasn't found a place to fit in since Blaze left town. Sunny assigned her a large job at Deception, but she does little more than file paperwork and listen to Lucy at meetings. There are occasional dinners with Sunny, but their love story is taking a long time to develop. However, Natalia is set to have a major plot. Married to the mob, Sidwell has arrived in Port Charles, much to the dismay of many residents. This is the person that took Lucky and Isaiah prisoner, kidnapped Sasha, and attempted to murder Anna and Jason. There's also a likelihood he set off the firebomb in Sunny's flat, possibly because Holly sold him his diamonds. It was discovered that Sidwell has someone following Natalia. The man was spying on her and Sunny at a doctor's office in Los Angeles. But why? Natalia has kept her past hidden, but the truth will come to light. The father of Blaze and her brother is most likely Sidwell, who is extremely deadly. He could still have affections for his ex, making him more hostile to Port Charles's mob lord. On the other side, he may harbor a grudge against her, making him hazardous in a different way. Natalia's narrative is finally about to get intriguing. Perhaps Blaze will even return. Hopefully, Sunny's heart will hold out and he will survive everything. Do you think this has the makings of a fantastic story? Please let us know in the comments. General Hospital News, what happened to Gina Tognoni? According to General Hospital News, Gina Tognoni, a former soap opera star, should be given another shot. At least, that's what daytime TV viewers believe. General Hospital News, what happened to Gina Tognoni? Gina last seen on television as Phyllis Summers on The Young and the Restless. Unfortunately, she was replaced by Michelle Stafford, an arriving actress. Cynthia Watrose replaced Michelle in her role as Nina Reeves on General Hospital. However, other supporters believe Gina should return to Port Charles. That, or she should have been offered the character of Carly Corinthos shortly after Tamara Braun left GH. That would have been wild, right? If she cannot play Carly, some argue that she should be introduced as a whole new character. Of course, many General Hospital fans have expressed their opinions on the topic on social media. Some even wrote, the way Gina Tognoni would have ate as Carly after Tamara departed. She would have been wonderful. She could have really balanced Carly's impetuous, initial, untidy side with the softer, more mature person she became. Another critic said, I adored Gina. I despise the fact that they brought MS back to YNR and forced Gina to go, just as Billy Miller was forced to become Drew so SB could return. However, she stated when she won the Emmy for Dinah on Guiding Light in 2006 that she was considered for the role, but it did not work out. General Hospital news, what's next in Port Charles? And, while it has been several years since we last saw Gina on screen, the actress has made no comments about whether she would like to return to daytime television. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.